Good evening, my friends. You are very welcome along to Thursday's Anfield Agenda News Roundup. Over the course of this video, I'm going to be telling you who's reported that club-to-club talks over Liverpool signing Isak have officially begun. We're going to talk about Rodrigo being persona non grata at Real Madrid, a little bit about Darwin Nunez and a potential loan move to Italy, and then we're going to talk about Rio Nyamoha and a couple of other interesting bits and bobs. So that should fill us in for the next 8 to 10 minutes, but I want to know your thoughts, folks. Let me know in the comment section. Drop a like on the video if you enjoy it, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. There is a lot for us to get through. I'll cover as much as I can now, but of course, we'll be back here tonight, 8:45 for the late night agenda. If you haven't already, then don't forget to join our WhatsApp group. Scan the QR code on the screen or the one in the bottom right hand corner in the regular studio, and that'll bring you right in. Right, let's get cracking. So, Fabrizio Romano has raised a very fair point, and one that I've tried to make many times. There is an important thing here, said Fabrizio. We always see Newcastle bring in important players, but it's hard to see them selling them. Some players may want to develop in different ways, and they're scared of going there and not getting an opportunity to leave. So this is, I guess, ego that comes into play here, right? Newcastle are a club that are on the up and up, no denying that. They're a club that have ambitious owners, an ambitious manager, and of course an ambitious set of fans. But you have to know what stage you're at in your development, and if you're bringing in players like Isak as an example, he needs to know that when the time comes to make the next step, his pathway won't be blocked. Now, of course, Newcastle will get to a point where they aren't a stepping stone club at the moment. They are. It's just the cycle of a football club. So I think Romano's raised a fair point there, not just for Newcastle, but for all clubs. If you make it really difficult for a player who is looking to progress their career to move on, then it's going to stop you being able to attract some of these players in. Right, the Independent have put out something about the Manchester City update, because I know a lot of people are trying to figure out when exactly we're going to hear about those charges. Well, I've got bad news for you on that one. Club executives and senior football figures believe that Manchester City's financial case could go on until at least October, before the initial outcome is out there, basically. And we were told initially it was going to be March, April, if I remember, then the summer, and now we're talking about October. So going into yet another season, year number 7, that this has all been dragging on. And the really annoying part is, no matter what the outcome here, it's almost certainly going to be appealed by the other side, and this will drag on and on and on, and it just isn't a good look for football. Right, let's talk. Sky Sports' Keith Downey said Alexander Isak is training individually at Sociedad's training facility amid uncertainty over his Newcastle future. It's understood Newcastle are aware of Isak's whereabouts as he recovers from the minor thigh injury. Well, this is all nonsense, because when have you ever heard of a player recovering from an injury not at the club's training facilities? Just answer me that in the comments if you're doubting Liverpool and this move still. It is a joke at this point. If he is injured, which we all know he isn't, then of course he'd be rehabbing with the club's medical staff, not on his own over in Sociedad. So the whole thing stinks to me, and it is just pointing towards him becoming a Liverpool player. Right, Arne Slot about replacing Lucho. This is what he had to say. You always need to replace players with quality. Sometimes quality can be in different positions. We have more than a few players who can play in a number of positions. At this moment in time, we still have Gakpo. Rio is showing very good signs, and I think Wirtz can play off the left as well. Speaking about young Rio, James Pearce has said he's definitely a player. James Pearce has credited Slot with saying he's definitely a player who shows at this moment in time that if he keeps bringing these performances, this definitely won't be the last time he plays minutes for Liverpool. It's all about consistency. He needs to show it every single day we're out on the pitch. Now, Jan Fjortoft is basically saying what I told you guys the other day. So again, to anybody who was trying to belittle me in the comments, let's have a listen to what Jan Fjortoft had to say, and tell me if it sounds familiar. So, he said, regarding Isak, understand Liverpool are willing to pay £120 million plus £10 million in bonuses. You're welcome, trolls. You're welcome. Newcastle don't want to sell the player, but if they have to, they want 150 million. Yeah, they won't get it though. That's the thing. So Craig Hope has said Isak is using the training facilities at former club Real Sociedad, say sources in Spain. And then Anfield Sector made a good point. They said, have Newcastle fans stopped for a second to consider that the ones they shouldn't be blaming here isn't Isak? Feels very weird how Newcastle have handled this. Liverpool released a statement saying Coutinho was not for sale when Barcelona first tried. Next up, We've got Alex Crook said Liverpool's intention is not to unsettle Alexander Isak. In fact, when Liverpool approached Newcastle, it was Isak's camp that leaked the interest to the media. So again, Newcastle fans, there was a lot of accusations made, a lot of belittling of Liverpool, of our fans, of our club. Well, again, it wasn't our side doing the leaking, so, you know, I look forward to the apologies. Next up, Sky Sports' Keith Downey said, by the way, do I have to insert sarcasm warning there just in case people didn't realise? I should get a flashing sign when I'm being sarcastic, shouldn't I? I was being sarcastic, Newcastle fans. Don't be so touchy. Next up, what's the point in having a player who are unsettled, said Sky Sports' Keith Downey, who's causing some problems? I think once a player's head is turned, it's hard to get them off it. And he's right. Like I said, Newcastle should move quickly with this and give themselves time and the ability to go out and get those replacements in. Next up, a story that I don't for 1 second believe because of the source. So this TuttoJuve.com have said Liverpool now appear willing to sanction a loan move for Darwin Nunez as long as there's an obligation to buy, as no club's willing to meet their asking price of £47.5 million. Juventus considered this option. That is literally incorrect information, one sentence after another. That's not the asking price. A loan move isn't preferable, and a Saudi Arabian side, Al Ahly, are definitely willing to pay the money. This is Juventus and Italian teams again trying to cheap out and get a player for next to nothing. Ain't gonna happen, lads. Ain't gonna happen. Right, Florian Wirtz, farewell. A report over in Germany said that Florian Wirtz and Bayer Leverkusen plan to stage a proper farewell in front of the club's supporters. Apparently, the midfielder could be hopping on a plane to Germany after Liverpool's friendly against Athletic Club Bilbao, or back-to-back friendlies on Monday. That way he can attend Leverkusen versus Pisa in a pre-season friendly at the Bay Arena on Tuesday, August the 5th. There he will say his farewell in person, which he did not have the chance to do since his move to Liverpool, which is fair enough if that's the case. Sky Sports Germany reporter Florian Plettenberg has said, and you like this one, folks, talks have progressed between Liverpool and Newcastle. Not between Liverpool and the player, not between Newcastle and the player, between the clubs, Newcastle and Liverpool. Talks have progressed between Liverpool and Newcastle over the transfer of Alexander Isak, leaving the player and his camp happy with the situation. Isak is hopeful an agreement can be reached, as it is again claimed he has a verbal agreement with the Reds over a 6-year deal. So as you can see, not me saying club to club talk, so don't shoot the messenger, but Florian Plettenberg, Sky Sports Germany, saying club talks are taking place between Newcastle and Liverpool over potential move. Starting to feel real, folks, isn't it? It is at this end anyway, and I can't hide my excitement, I'm not going to lie. Rodrigo is in no man's land right market about a potential move away. So there's no clarity over his future. He knows he's not going to get too many minutes there, and there aren't really clubs clamouring to sign him at this point. So Marca reporting he's kind of in the middle of no man's land at the minute, and let's wait and see what comes of it. I don't know if Liverpool are seriously interested in Rodrigo. I don't know if we will push ahead to make an offer, but right now, not too many clubs that he's interested in. Spurs were a club that were rumoured to be interested in him, but so far he's rebuffed those invitations to come over and join Thomas Frank's side. So that's where we're at for now. But as I said, this story's moving fast. We'll have more information on Isak tonight at 8:45, where I'll take you through everything. If you want to come and see us for a last ever stage show, we're going to be at the Hot Water Comedy Club Liverpool for an all ages event. Tickets are priced at just £15, and the ticket sale revenue from our side of this will be going to help fund the GoFundMe for Joe's wheelchair basketball chair. So we're donating all the ticket sale money from our side to that very good cause, and it feels like a good way to sign off as well with our last stage show. Right, folks, that is it for me for now. Appreciate you tuning in, though. We will catch up with you guys tonight, 8:45. And again, remember, the next time the Reds are in action, double header against Athletic Club Bilbao on Monday, 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. What we'll be doing is starting from 4 p.m. and taking you right through till 10 o'clock. One big long 6-hour stream. Looking forward to it. Hope you guys are as well. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.